This program is brought to you by generous donations from the community and sponsored by Stiefel Financial.
Good evening. My name is Lynn Forbes, your host for tonight's edition of Nevada County Now. In tonight's episode, we will re-examine how shifting federal policy is shaping life here in Nevada County, from food assistance to healthcare coverage. Don't go away. We'll take a short sponsor break and be right back.
Thank you to Stiefel Financial, proudly helping individuals pursue financial goals, businesses and organizations raise and protect capital, and communities offer higher quality of life. To learn more, visit www.stiefel.com.
As Thanksgiving approaches, many families in Nevada County are feeling the strain of rising food costs and limited resources. But today, Interfaith Food Ministries continues its annual tradition of turning generosity into a full holiday table, distributing thousands of meals to local residents in need. This week, Nevada County Now went out for a look inside IFM.
I'm Candace Livingood with Nevada County Now, and today at On the Streets, we are here at Interfaith Food Ministry to show you what this amazing company is doing, how you can help, and how you can donate. Thank you so much for inviting us. Please tell everyone who you are and what your name is.
Sure. My name is Victoria Lindsay. I'm the Marketing and Communications Manager here at Interfaith Food Ministry, and I've been doing this for about 2.5 years. We provide wholesome supplemental groceries to Nevada County residents in need. We've been doing it for almost 40 years. We distribute almost 2 million pounds of food annually, helping our neighbors, and it's all through the kindness of this incredible community. We only have 5 paid staff, and the rest happens through our incredible, amazing volunteers who just do incredible things every day to help our neighbors in need.
Tell us a little bit more about this particular season. What's going on right now?
Sure. So we're in the middle of our Thanksgiving food distribution. So leading up to Thanksgiving and Christmas, the 2 weeks before, we're able to provide additional holiday food for our client families to bring some joy to the table. Every single person deserves to be able to have a special holiday meal, and that's what we do here at IFM.
And it's a community driven. I read also that there's many churches involved.
Mm-hmm. So how we actually started is numerous churches in the area decided we could help more people if we all come together. And so that's showing community in action. It's just really incredible to show what happens when you all come together for a common goal. And our community has jumped right into action. I always say when you show up for your community will show up for you. And we see that every single day here. And it's just incredible, the support and the love that we have received from this community. We're so lucky to call it home. We have really strong buying power. We're able to purchase in bulk and make sure that we're buying what the community really needs. So we're able to stretch every dollar very far, but groceries are more expensive for us too, just like our client families. And it's very expensive to live in this world right now. Mm-hmm. And so having access to nutritious, wholesome food is so important. And the work that we do is just absolutely vital to our community. Absolutely. If you're interested in supporting us, the best way to help us right now is through monetary donations. You can donate interfaithfoodministry.org. As I mentioned, every dollar goes farther with us. We're able to stretch that 3 to 4 times that amount. So your $1 makes a difference. Your $5 makes a difference. It all really makes a difference and really counts, especially right now during the holiday season, to make sure that people have the availability to have some joy on their table this season. The best way to contact us is to call us. Our phone number is 530-273-8132. You can email us at info@interfaithfoodministry.org. Please visit our website, interfaithfoodministry.org. If you have questions, there's information there. To stay up to date, please follow us on Facebook or Instagram, and we'll keep you as posted as we can.
Hi, ladies. Thank you for joining us. Tell us who you are and how long you've been involved.
I'm Lisa Sheets, and I'm the president of Ladies Relief, Grass Valley Ladies Relief. And
I'm Marion Jewett, and I've been a member since 1982.
Tell us a little bit about your organization and what brought you here to Interfaith.
Grass Valley Ladies Relief has been helping out with Interfaith for, as far as I know, that I've been involved with holiday distribution meals for, oh my goodness, at least 5-6 years. But I know that we have given money towards IFM to help with this food supply and everything. And Ladies Relief helps to do the distribution. And so we're out packing bags, we're handing out food to the clients, and it's such a wonderful feeling to be able to give to people, and they're so grateful. And it's so touching, because when you don't realize how many people don't.
Yeah.
And it's just a wonderful way to be able to give back, to pay it forward.
I love that. That's beautiful. Now, have you noticed a lot of changes since you started doing this work?
Yes. Well, they do a great job here in providing what the clients might need as best they can with the money they have. And so it is important to continue monetary donation. And then the Ladies Relief has always been interested in food. So we've been doing this for a long time. And of course, there's Donation Day Parade that started, and, the school kids bring food. So we've kind of been involved in food for quite a while.
Well, thank you, ladies, so much. It was a pleasure talking with you. And I know you're busy, so I guess I'll let you get back to work, all right?
Thank you very much for your time and efforts. We appreciate it.
Thank you. Okay. Thank you. Interfaith Food Ministries keeps feeding anyone all year round. To contact them for donations, for your help that you want to offer, for extra food in your cabinet, please see all the links attached to this video and get involved in your community. Stay safe. We'll see you next time.
Food assistance is once again a kitchen table concern as federal cuts ripple into California. According to a recent report by the California Legislative Analyst, new work requirements within the H.R. 1 or Big Beautiful Bill Act affect 3 major categories of the CalFresh SNAP program. The changes limit eligibility, reduce benefits and services, and shift a portion of the administrative costs from the federal government to state and counties. CalFresh provided more than $12.5 billion in food assistance to 5.5 million people in 24-25. These new eligibility limits are known as expanded work requirements for able-bodied adults without dependents. Individuals within this category are limited to 3 months of CalFresh assistance in a 3-year period unless they work or participate in other qualifying activities for at least 20 hours per week. The California Department of Social Services has estimated that there are about 610,000 non-exempt able-bodied adults without dependents, of which 115,000 are working 20 hours per week, with the remaining 495,000 at risk of discontinuance under the new requirement. The average monthly CalFresh benefit per person is about $190, but individuals who are discontinued could lose up to about $300 in CalFresh assistance per month, depending on household size, income, and other factors. It is unknown when the expanded provision will be implemented now that the federal shutdown has ended. The county must wait for the state to provide additional guidance and training to put operational changes in place. Don't go away. We'll be right back after this commercial break.
Nevada County, are you ready to rock? At Soundcheck, music isn't just our business, it's our passion. We've got guitars, drums, amps, and accessories galore. Plus rare vintage gear you won't find anywhere else. We're the exclusive dealer for Vox, Blackstar, and Taylor guitars right here in Nevada County. Need repairs, lesson, rentals, or loaners? We've got you covered so tape music never stops. So come on in, turn it up, and let's make some noise at Soundcheck Music, where your sound comes alive. Soundcheck Music is at 671 Maltman Drive in Grass Valley.
A major change is coming to health insurance costs in California. The Affordable Care Act tax credits expire December 31st unless Congress renews them. Most people who get health coverage through the Affordable Care Act marketplace get a premium tax credit, which lowers their monthly premium. However, the continuing resolution recently passed by Congress did not include an extension of the ACA tax credits. For many families, these subsidies have meant the difference between affordable health care and going without it entirely. Without an extension, Covered California, the state's health insurance marketplace, estimates that premiums could jump by hundreds of dollars per month, and some residents may lose coverage altogether. If the tax credits expire, marketplace enrollees with incomes over 400% of the federal poverty level, around $63,000 for an individual or $129,000 for a family of 4, will no longer receive premium tax credits. Covered California estimates as much as 400,000 Californians could be priced out of ACA insurance plans. Those hit hardest in California would be older adults who don't qualify for Medi-Cal but receive large tax credits subsidies now. Covered California and state leaders are actively preparing for tax credits to end, and Covered California says consumers should be prepared for higher premiums and check renewal notices closely. Don't go away. We'll take a short commercial break, and when we return, we'll be joined by Nevada County Chief Fiscal Officer Erin Mettler to break down what the expiration of ACA tax credits could mean for healthcare access and affordability in Nevada County.
In Nevada County, we believe in the power of education to transform lives. Whether you're a student, parent, or educator, the Nevada County Superintendent of Schools is here to support you every step of the way. From innovative programs to strong community partnerships, we are dedicated to empowering the next generation. Together, we're building a brighter future with quality education for all. Nevada County Superintendent of Schools, empowering education, strengthening communities. Let's make every student success our priority. Learn more today at crs-product.org.
Erin Mettler has been Nevada County's Chief Fiscal Officer since July 2024. She has served as the county's Health and Human Services Chief Fiscal and Administrative Officer since 2020 and has 23 years of experience in managing budgets and programs in local government. Welcome, Erin. Nice to have you here at the studio.
Thank you, Lynn.
So, what's a fiscal officer to do? There's so much to talk about and so much going on. I was thinking that it's been a year, starting from the DOGE cuts that affected us directly as far as phase 2 of the fire mitigation grant that is not, I assume that phase 2 is not going to happen, at least in the
Not with that funding, for sure.
Yeah, right. And so that was DOGE, and then the CalFresh, SNAP program being affected by the federal cuts and so on and so forth. I mean, it's been quite a layered, multi-layered, hit, many hits. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, and unfortunately, a lot of the impacts that we're going to see in Nevada County are yet to come. And so while the headlines are the cuts occurred, we didn't necessarily feel impacts right away in Nevada County. It takes a while for that federal action to trickle down to state of California and then on to Nevada County. And so we're expecting a fair amount of change coming in 2026. That's when HR 1 starts to be implemented.
Because the provisions in HR 1 roll out over several years.
Correct.
Right. So it's we're not feeling the worst of it yet.
Unfortunately not. I think if there is a benefit, it is that we have time to plan. And the side caveat of that is we're not sure what we're planning for.
Right.
Because the federal government and the dollars that come down to state of California still have to go through the state's budget process before we as the county understand kind of the direct impacts that we will see and that our residents will be feeling.
So then the federal shutdown complicated the already known factors of HR1's implementation. Then the federal shutdown happened, which affected a lot of the departments here. So it's a muddle. So how do you even begin to plan I know that you're heading into the county budgeting process as of January, correct? The workshop, the supervisor workshop begins in January.
Yeah.
So this whole process will come. But I'm sure leading up to January, now you have maybe 6, 7, 8 weeks or whatever to plan. Do a skeleton outline-ish, of what the budget could look like.
Sure. I think it's important to understand that the county's budget is not solely impacted by HR 1 or by federal dollars. We do have local dollars that also go to fund our services. And so the portion of the county's budget that is being directly impacted by these federal changes are really primarily Health and Human Services Agency, which is our social services, behavioral health, public health areas, some child support as well. And then on the fire mitigation side, our Office of Emergency Services, they received that kind of impact early on with the DOGE cuts that you talked about. So it's important for us to understand where our money goes, how much of it that we need, both in terms of providing the staff support necessary to carry through the programs as prescribed by the state and federal government regulations, and then also the direct benefits to our community. That's what the county is responsible for, determining eligibility for those federal and state benefits.
Wow. So what's the inkling? How are you going to vet the people who need to qualify for those benefits? How do you do that?
We do that every day. We have an eligibility team through our Department of Social Services, and they meet with people all day long, every day. They're able to kind of assess their eligibility for certain services, including the CalFresh and SNAP dollars, including CalWorks program. And really, they're the ones that are going to be impacted, because now instead of a 1-year certification or eligibility period, it's every 6 months or every 3 months.
Yeah.
And each person, each individual is going to have a different circumstance. And so really that requires us to try and strengthen our training, make sure we're fully staffed, make sure we are up to speed on all of the changes, and that our staff are going to be knowledgeable so that when the January 1 implementation timeline kicks off, we're ready to hit the ground running.
Right. So it's training the staff, but it's also sort of public information, like giving people the what the requirements will be. Actually, teaching them what has changed and how they can meet the requirements.
Yeah, and part of that is a one-on-one kind of counseling type basis where folks can come into our social services department and ask those questions. And so being able to have a person at the front counter that's knowledgeable enough to give the basics of information. We have some media press releases queued up, ready to go. Our website is a wealth of information when it comes to those kinds of basic questions. But because the requirements are nuanced, they are required on number of dependents, on your annual income, on what those sources are.
Right.
That individualized attention really does become critical.
How many people in the county does this impact?
Right now we have about just 12,000 on the CalFresh and SNAP program. Right. But overall, our Department of Health and Human Services provides services for about 1/3 of our county residents in some way.
Wow, that's a lot of people out of 100,000 people.
Yeah, and so not everyone is going to have a direct impact, but I think overall we're planning for different levels of impact. And what that really means is making sure, again, that our staff are as knowledgeable as they can be so that they can help. The county is here to help residents navigate through the technical language of legislation.
Right. I'm curious, when we read that the county awaits instructions from the state, and this, of course, the state has to do their budget first before you can do your budget, or it impacts your budget, and the whole, you're sort of an arm of the state, right? So how do you communicate with the state? I mean, when there's a nuance, when there's something that you're waiting for instructions about how to implement HR 1, for instance, do you get an electronic memorandum? Does somebody pick up the phone? Do you have like a one-on-one relationship with someone at the state level who's the Nevada County person who can help you navigate? How does that work?
All of the above.
Okay, good. All right. Okay.
Yeah, so each of our safety net service areas generally have a state association, which comprises all 58 county representatives. And so our staff attend those meetings on a monthly basis. Each Association will have a website, a wealth of information. They do issue notices to us, which are written formats of protocol, of procedure.
Right, confirming what you're verbally speaking
Correct.
about. Got it.
And then we have several opportunities throughout the year to have phone calls, Zoom calls, conferences. There isn't necessarily a lack of opportunity, but I will say sometimes they're just as in the dark as we are in terms of what regulations are changing.
Right.
And they do have their marching orders from the state legislature. And so really when the governor's budget comes out in January of 26,
right,
that's going to be our first indication of how the state of California plans to navigate the impacts of HR 1.
Right. And that's pretty much right around the corner.
It is. Mm-hmm.
So there'll be a lot happening in January when you come back from break, and and then it's time for Nevada County to do the same, right? The trickle down.
Yeah, and our fiscal year is a July 1 to
Right.
June 30th, whereas the state and the federal government is October 1 to September 30th. So we already have a 6-month off-cycle gap between the budgets,
Right.
which is good and
That
bad,
is,
right? We plan for that,
Right.
and we're able to navigate the changes, but we're also kind of in a holding pattern waiting for them to reveal, if you will, what their plan is.
Right. Right.
And usually by the time that state budget is completed, we're well into our county budget process. And so we navigate that through cash that we have in the fund balance. It's kind of like our savings account that's able to navigate kind of that 6-month gap. And then we also have pretty robust forecasting tools that we use within our departments for those services.
Sure, I'm sure you do. And I would say that coming out of the federal shutdown is a relief in the sense that you're not in this holding pattern. You know, you have more concrete information, such as it is, moving forward.
Yeah, but certainly with the shutdown, we knew that October benefits would be whole for our CalFresh SNAP folks, but we had no idea about November. And in fact, we were mobilizing to support the local food banks and interfaith food ministry. Should those benefits had not materialized, we were prepared to help however we can. Unfortunately, we don't have the dollars that go on the EBT cards. That's the state. We just qualify the residents. And so we're really not able to backfill that loss of funding should it have occurred.
But you can support the support teams, the food banks. Got it. Did the November payments come through?
They did.
Fully.
They were a couple days delayed for folks. We do a staggered benefit rollout from the first 10 days of the month.
Right.
And so the first few days did not come because the shutdown was still in play.
Right.
And then as soon as the shutdown was gone, then the benefits came pretty immediately. And if folks still haven't received their benefits, then they can and should call the county, and we can help navigate their specific circumstance.
Okay, they know to call Health and Human Services for sure. Okay, well, happy holidays, because you're going to need a happy holiday diving into the January madness. Best of luck to you, and perhaps we'll have you back and see how it's going.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you, Erin. Nice to meet you. Well, folks, thank you for watching this edition of Nevada County Now, your choice for local news brought to you by locals. We'd love your input about the show, what you would like to see on future shows, or if you would like to be a guest or contribute as a host, writer, or producer. Please email your ideas and suggestions to news@nevadacountytv.org. And please help us spread the word about Nevada County Now. Together we can keep our community informed. Until next time, have fun getting out there to explore all our community has to offer. Good night.